Now, if you live in Melbourne and you walk out of Flinders Street Station, or, walk out of Southern Cross down Spencer Street, what's going to happen is that you notice very weird phenomena, especially during winter and autumn, especially right now when people have a little bit more free room in their choice of fashion. It's not like summer, everyone's dressed in a bag of different tricks in summer. Summer fashion is an oxymoron in my dictionary, but if you are spending your time in Melbourne, if you just look down the street, metropolitan Melbourne, you realize something really strange is happening. Melburnians are almost allergic to matching their articles of clothing. So there you can have a guy that's dressed in a beautiful overcoat, topped by a sweater, but below his waist he's wearing a pair of jeans and a pair of sneakers. I'm just like, how does that even logically make any sense, right? It just doesn't make any sense. And you can have another person that's wearing a beautiful pair of shoes, and then above his shoes he's wearing a beautiful pair of, for example, pants. But then above his waist he's wearing t-shirts. He's wearing a t-shirt, or a bunch of people, they're wearing t-shirts and beautiful shoes, and they have t-shirts of various different prints on them. You're just like, how does that even make sense? Here's what's happening. Melbourne is famous for many things. Flinders Street Station, the various corners of the city that we have. We're famous for terrible pieces of art on the street, but we're also famous for our psychotic weather. So here's what's going to happen. So right now I have to take a train every morning into the city to attend my university lectures. So first thing in the morning, during winter or during autumn, right now, actually it's edging into winter. So it's it's the start of autumn here right now. It's edging into autumn, and then deep autumn, and then winter, that entire deal. So first thing in the morning, it's going to be somewhere between 9 degrees to 11 degrees. So yeah, you're going to think to yourself, yes, overcoat weather, scarf weather, it's going to be cold, I'm going to be on campus, I'm going to be freezing my ass off, right? So you would think to yourself, I'm just going to put on an overcoat, for me at least, and a scarf, so I can be warm when I'm in a city. So then what starts to happen is that as you're making your way into the city, as you're approaching, for example, 10 a.m. towards 12 p.m., what's going to happen is that, the weather just does this really weird thing where it just shoots all the way up for no apparent reasons, right? It shoots all the way up from 11 degrees all the way up to 18 degrees, just in the span of a few hours. It shoots straight up. And then you think to yourself, holy crap, I probably don't need an overcoat anymore. I probably don't even need my scarf anymore, right? Why did I even wear a scarf? And then you take all those items of clothing off. If you don't have a bag with you, that's just a pain in the butt. You have to carry your coat on your arm. And then something weird happens again. After 12 p.m., when you're edging towards 1 to 2 p.m., the temperature shoots up again. And now it's like 25 degrees all of a sudden. And you think to yourself, holy crap, why am I even wearing a sweater? So it just doesn't make any logical sense for me to wear a sweater anymore. But then there's the problem of you can't take your sweater off, because beneath that you've probably got some ugly t-shirt, you've probably got an ugly pajama shirt, or nothing at all. So if you have a consistent sense of fashion, you're not going to survive in Melbourne, right? Because the weather is psychotic. The next thing you know, after 2 p.m., when it's edging towards 5 p.m. or something, suddenly it rains, right? And you don't even have an umbrella. And after it rains, we all know what happens after it rains in the city. The temperature just drops from 25 all the way down to 11 again, towards early evening, 6 p.m. And now you have to take all of the stuff that you had before, your scarf, your overcoat, you have to put all the layers back on when you're heading back home from the train station. So the entire day is a circus act of you abusing yourself with your own pieces of clothing. So in Melbourne, if you have a very consistent fashion sense, if you're dressed just from the top of your head to the bottom of your shoes, if you're consistent, I'm sorry, the weather's not going to agree with you. So the most practical Melburnians, they've learned this superpower of mismatching every pieces of their clothing so that they can accommodate for the weather. So this is a real phenomena. So puffer jackets are really popular because you can just whack that thing on and off. It doesn't really matter if the temperature drops or if it rises. You can just whack that thing on and off. It's unlike an overcoat where it has to either get really cold or really warm for you to take it off. There's no in between. As a puffer jacket or a pair of jeans, you can just do that on the go, right? And you're going to look fine if you have the puffer jacket off with a pair of jeans. And you're also going to look fine if you have the puffer jacket on with a pair of jeans. So, versatility is really important here in Melbourne. So fashion sense and versatility blends into the Melburnian fashion sense, which is really interesting. This is why you can have people that just have you know, this entire Picasso-esque way of dressing in Melbourne, but yet it makes a lot of sense for the weather. And that concludes the first episode of Metropolitan Diaries, and thank you for watching.